Welcome to Module 5 of 10 Success Factors for Service Desk Agents. I'm Jeff Rumberg, co-founder and managing partner of MetricNet. Today, we're going to cover success factor number 5, improving your skill set. I'm sure you've heard the term continuous improvement. Most people associate that term with improving a process over time. For example, you might continuously improve your knowledge management or your problem management or your incident management processes over time. But what about improving your agent skill set over time? That's what we're going to address in today's module. Agent skills come in a lot of different shapes and sizes. There are communication skills, problem-solving skills, emotional intelligence skills, empathy, for example, and many others. Moreover, these skills are not mutually exclusive. If we were to draw a Venn diagram of all the skills that are useful as an agent, we would find a lot of overlap amongst the skill sets. Emotional intelligence, for example, has some overlap with communication skills. Likewise, problem solving might be considered part of a larger category of skills known as analytical skills. Regardless of how we categorize the skills that make an agent successful, we want to apply the principles of continuous improvement to those skills. The reasons for this may be obvious, but top of mind for me is that improving your skills over time is central to improving your personal value proposition. You become more valuable to your customers, to the enterprise you work for, and to the marketplace at large. In other words, you enhance your career status and mobility. As your skills improve, you become more valuable, both to yourself and to others. This in turn gives you more career opportunities and ideally greater financial rewards. So how do we engage in continuous skill set improvement? Some of the ways are obvious, training, for example. But before we go down that path, let's talk about what we want to improve and how we focus our time and effort so that we get the biggest bang from our self-improvement buck. Let's refresh our memories on modules 1 and 2 of this course. Module 1 is to know what's expected of you, both hard targets, which are quantifiable performance objectives, and soft targets, which are sometimes called success behaviors. Module 2, closely related to Module 1, is to track your progress vis-a-vis your performance targets. These two success factors, explained in modules 1 and 2 of this course, will naturally lead you to those areas of improvement that will help you meet your personal performance goals. Let's say, for example, that you target for first contact resolution rate is 80% and you're currently stuck at 72%. That represents a clear opportunity to improve your performance and bring you into alignment with your performance goals. So the principle here is not just random self-improvement, but rather purpose-driven self-improvement. This approach is both more efficient and produces better results than the typical shotgun approach to training or self-improvement more broadly that is designed to make you a better agent. I would much rather focus on closing a known performance gap, the 8 percentage point gap in my FCR, than to engage in some training initiative or program that has the nebulous objective of making me a better agent. To continue with this example, how might we go about closing the FCR gap and hitting our performance target for that metric? Let me give you a few ideas that are likely to have broad applicability beyond this specific example. First, dissect that is, and diagnose the performance gap. Of the 28% of incidents that you are not resolving on first contact, remember that your FCR is 72%, so 28% would be the non-FCR percentage. What are the common threads? Is there one or more large categories of incident types that you're not resolving on first contact? Is there a particular business application, Salesforce, for example, where you have a low resolution rate on how-to questions? Or is there a category of device, Mac computers, for example, where your resolution rate is low? You probably see where I'm going with this. You want to focus your improvement efforts where they will yield the biggest bang for the buck. If you're going to spend 2 hours in training to improve your FCR, why not focus on those problem areas where you know your FCR is low and where the improvement in FCR will have a significant impact on your performance. Once again, to continue with the example, how do we improve our FCR for Salesforce and how do we improve our FCR for Mac computers? Well, here are some suggestions. First, find out if there are any training videos or courses on these specific incident types. And even if there are no formal training courses, you can find videos on just about anything on YouTube. Secondly, practice on the application and practice on the device. Get a Salesforce account and spend time getting to know the application. You will also find training videos right inside the application. Likewise, get a MacBook and spend time working with and familiarizing yourself with it. And thirdly, find a peer or colleague you work with that is hitting or exceeding their FCR target. Ask them to mentor you. Ask them to show you their tips and tricks. Just ask. You might be surprised how willing your teammates are to help you out. In addition to this self-diagnosis approach to improvement, you should be receiving regular feedback from your supervisor or team lead, and possibly even your peers. These might be in the form of monthly call quality or ticket reviews, where you're graded on a certain number of tickets or calls and provided with feedback on how you can improve your performance. My experience has been that these sessions tend to focus on SOPs, standard operating procedures, and your compliance with those, as well as soft skills such as empathy, voice tone and inflection, keyword awareness, and the like. Take advantage of these sessions, as well as any unsolicited feedback you might receive from your peers or even customers, and act on that insight. It does you no good merely knowing your areas for improvement. It only benefits you if you're willing to act on those areas that need improvement and heed the advice of your supervisor or peers about how you can improve your performance. So I like to say, ask, 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 and then act, act, act. Ask for input, ask for advice, and ask for help. And then act on that insight to continuously act, 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 improve your performance. Finally, keep in mind that we are all works in progress. Self-improvement is a very human and personal endeavor. There's no shame in identifying your weaknesses as an agent and working to improve those. There is, however, a great deal of risk in being ignorant of your weaknesses and not being proactive about addressing them in a way that brings about continuous improvement in your agent skill set. My fervent hope is that this module will encourage you to adopt a continuous improvement mindset in everything you do as a service desk agent. Congratulations, you have now completed Module 5 of 10 Success Factors for Service Desk Agents. I look forward to seeing you in the next module.